Hello dear learners, I am Tejinder Kaur, Academic Counselor at IGNOU Study Center 2206. This video is for BCA First Semester Basic Mathematics students. Course code is BCS 12. In this video, we'll learn about integration. I hope you all are familiar with the basic rules of differentiation. If not, then you can watch my video on differentiation. I have put the link in the description of this video. I have divided the content into two parts. The topics in part 1, that is introduction, basic integration rules and integration by substitution, are discussed in this video, and the topics under part 2 are discussed in another video, so do watch it. So let's begin with the introduction. If capital F of x is an antiderivative or indefinite integral of f of x, then we write the integral of f of x dx equal to capital F of x plus c, where small f of x is the integrand, x is the variable of integration, and c is the constant of integration. Here are some basic integration rules. Note that all the integration is done with respect to the variable x. So integral of 0 is equal to k, which is some constant. Integral of x raised to the power n is written as x raised to power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c. Here n is not equal to minus 1. So if n is equal to minus 1, that is integral of 1 over x. It is written as natural log mod x plus c. Integral of e raised to power x is same as e raised to power x plus c. Integral of a raised to power x, where a is any positive constant, is a raised to power x upon natural log of a plus c. Here again a is not equal to 1, because if a is equal to 1, we can simply refer to rule 2. Next, integral of k times f of x is same as k times integral of f of x, and the integral of sum or difference of two functions is same as their individual integrals. I can add or subtract according to the question. This is the general pattern that we'll be following. That is, I'll be given an integral, I'll rewrite it, integrate it, and then simplify it. Here I'm given an integral, so I'm rewriting it first. That is, taking the constant out of the integral sign and moving the terms in the denominator to numerator. And using the rule that integral of x raised to power n is x raised to power n plus 1 upon n plus 1. I am integrating the first and the second integral. For the third integral, I am simply using the result that integral of 1 over x is natural log mod x. You have to add the constant of integration also. So plus c, and this gives us the required result, which we have obtained by simplifying it again. Let's take an example. Evaluate this integral. So what are we going to do? First, we are going to rewrite it. That is by expanding the square in the numerator. I am using the result that a plus b whole square is a square plus 2 times ab plus b square. I have written it, then divide the whole of these terms by x. So on simplification, now we are going to integrate it. Integral of 1 is x. Integral of 2 times x raised to power minus 1 by 6. I have written as 2 is as it is, and using again the result, integral of x raised to power n is x raised to power n plus 1 upon n plus 1. Same result we have applied here, simplified and added the constant of integration. Next is integration by substitution. That is, if the integrand is of the form integral of f of g of x into g dash of x, which is the derivative of the function g of x, then we can integrate it by substituting g of x equal to t. See, here we are given this function and I can integrate it using substitution, since I know the result that derivative of e raised to power x plus 2 is equal to e raised to power x. So substituting this value as t, the derivative is e raised to power x dx equal to dt. So I can modify this given integral as integral of t raised to power 7 times dt. So on integration, the answer is t raised to power 8 upon 8 plus c. And we have to back substitute the value of t now, which is again e raised to power x plus 2. And we'll get the required answer. Let's take another example. Here I have to evaluate the integral of x times under root of 5x minus 3. Firstly, I'll remove the square root sign. For this, I am substituting 5x minus 3 equal to t. Squaring both sides and taking the derivative, I am left with 5 dx is equal to 2t dt. From here, I can calculate the value of x also and substitute it in the value of the integral. On integrating again, firstly we are simplifying it. This is the value of x, this is the value of the square root function, and this is the value of dx. Again, using the result that the integral of t raised to power n is t raised to power n plus 1 upon n plus 1. I have written the result. Don't forget to back substitute the value of t, which is again square root of 5x minus 3, and add the constant of integration. Next, now there is a question for you. Evaluate this integral. Pause the video and write down your answer. After you are done, resume. So let's see what is the solution. Here I am substituting the term in this bracket, that is x e raised to power x plus 3 as t. We'll differentiate it using the product rule of differentiation, that is derivative of x into e raised to power x is x as it is, derivative of e raised to power x is e raised to power x, plus derivative of x is 1, e raised to power x as it is, and derivative of 3 is 0. So I am left with this term. Taking e raised to power x common, I can see that it is same as the term which is again given in the given integral only. So using the substitution, I am left with simply the integral of t raised to power 4, which is t raised to power 5 upon 5 plus c. And again I have back substitute the value of t. Next is again a different type of substitution. Here I can see that the terms in the numerator and in the denominator, they are same except for the coefficients. They are different. To evaluate this type of an integral, I can write the numerator as alpha times the denominator plus beta times the derivative of the denominator. So I've written it in this form, taking the derivative and now comparing the coefficient of e raised to power x and e raised to power minus x on both sides. I can see the coefficient of e raised to power x is 3 times alpha from the first bracket and 3 times beta from the second bracket. On left hand side it is 2. Similarly, coefficient of e raised to power minus x is 4 alpha. Here it is minus 4 beta. On left hand side it is 3. So equating these values, adding and subtracting these equations to get the values of alpha and beta, we are left with this result. Now, in the first term, I can see the numerator and denominator are same. So I can cancel it out and integrate 1, which is simply x. But in the second part, I can see the coefficients are now same, but the sign is different. So I've written this integral as I1. And to evaluate I1, we are substituting the denominator as t. Taking the derivative, again, I can see that the same as that of the numerator written over here. So integral of I1, that is 1 over t, integral is natural log mod t. I've substituted its value back and I can see that the value of the now given integral is this result. You can watch the remaining topics in the part 2 video. Thank you for joining in.